Welcome back to Election 2022. I should call this the day after, actually. I am joined once again by our political reporter, Jason Ruiz. I'm Jackie Ray. We had a time last night. We were very busy. We tried some new things, trying to give you updates live as they happen. So it was great. We had a good time. Yeah. I feel like I don't know if I'm rested, but we're getting there. But we still have to bring you some more updates. So a lot of the numbers have come in, but nothing is officially decided. But Jason, there are some things that we can pretty much call, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, as far as new things go, I think, election night is typically a pizza night. Like all newsrooms get pizza. We did a 6-foot burrito, and I'm going to go ahead and say that we should do a 6-foot burrito always, because I mean, this was the shortest election night where most races were just like, yeah, that's a pretty big margin. Mm-hmm. I think the pizza's the bad luck. It was a very big burrito. Mm-hmm. Almost as big as some of the margins in some of these votes. I mean, so there were a number of ballot measures. Basically, all of them appeared to be in line to pass, like the merging of the water and the gas department, the police accountability reform measure that's going to create this new position, this auditor position, and replace the existing Citizens Police Complaint Commission. Realignment of voting cycles. We're never going to vote again in April in this city. I mean, maybe not never say never, right?
Right.
But for the foreseeable future, we're going to be March and November in presidential cycles, June and November like this year, because it was a gubernatorial cycle.
Goober.
I don't like that word.
I don't know. I like to say goober.
Well, I don't like spelling it because I spell it incorrectly. And I mean, the one that was the tightest and is still kind of undecided is Measure Q, which was, as we talked about yesterday, was the bond measure from LBUSD, raised property taxes to bring in like $1.7 billion for the school district to invest in, upgrading the facilities. That's at 57.7% as of today. Taping today, Wednesday afternoon.
Yes.
And it needs 55% to pass. So that one's kind of like tenuous. Most of the city council races, what were there? The 3rd district, 9th district, those are, if they continue to go the way that they are, they're very comfortable leads there. I think, here, let's pull up the totals here. 9th district, I mean, it's 65-35. That's pretty significant. 3rd district is 60-40. That's pretty significant. The 5th district, though, as I go home and I'm like, okay, it's 12:30. I'm cozying into bed, and because I'm an animal, I'm still refreshing the county election results, and I'm like, I see this 5th district race, which was I think 7-8 points when it first came out, and I'm like, do I need to rally the troops? Because it's below 1%. Like when I go to bed, it's below 1%. I'm just like screenshot it. I send it to the editors. I woke up today and it's at 1%. Where are we at? It is about 113 votes. It's 113 votes. So that one's going to be interesting. So just so everybody knows, the county will be updating us for the rest of the month on Tuesdays and Fridays. So the first update is Friday. And then Tuesday is the day that we're going to kind of get an indication of how many ballots are left out there. Because Tuesday, state law, California, as long as you had your ballot marked and mailed in by Tuesday, it has a full week to get there. So if it gets there late, but it was postmarked, it still counts. So on Tuesday, the county will tell us how many ballots are left, and that should be the final number. So I don't know how many that's going to be.
Right.
They've already counted over 1 million ballots. Is it going to be another million? Who knows? But there are people who think that the turnout in Long Beach, at least, is maybe going to double from 23% to like the low 40s. So there's definitely. I
should hope so.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's a gubernatorial cycle, and come on, Newsom didn't have a real challenger. I mean, it's not like somebody on Twitter was like, "Why is voter turnout so bad compared to presidential elections?" Like, well, the last 2 presidential cycles, there was a person on the ballot that was very polarizing for both ways. People love him or really, really hate him, and showed out to
show that either way. Yeah.
So you can't really compare this year to that, but generally speaking, like gubernatorial is less than presidential.
So we had those that were like you said, pretty much decided. But I will say last night, Jason was at Councilman Rex Richardson's election night party, and he declared himself the winner and the new mayor of Long Beach. I was quite surprised by that.
Rex declared himself. I didn't declare myself the winner or the next mayor of Long Beach.
You guys know what I meant. But yes, Rex declared himself the winner, and with a house full of cheers. And not only that, he reposted that on his Instagram as well, which I was also a little bit surprised by. So is that a bold move?
Well, I mean, in context, right? Like when he came out, I think it was still it was like close to 11%. I mean, I would have felt pretty confident doing it, but me and Jackie are big sports fans, and we've seen like a lot of games that you thought were over,
yes,
turn out to not be over. This is a little bit different, right? We're not talking about football. These are ballots that have already been cast, so it's like not somebody's going to miss a block or fumble the ball or something. But so that 10, 11 point lead is now down to about 6.7. So it got a little bit smaller overnight. And as I was saying earlier, like we don't know how many ballots are left out there. It could be 10,000. It could be 100,000. And I mean, Suzie Price definitely has some ground to make up, but she's currently back about 4,000 votes, which is not a lot if you're talking about a pool of 100,000 votes, but it is a lot if it's a pool of 10,000 votes. I mean, taking that into account, like if there's 10,000 votes, let's make this easy because journalists are not good at math. But if there are, let's just say hypothetically, there are 10,000 votes left to be counted in the mayoral race, she would have to win over 70% because she'd have to make up the 4,000 and then a little bit extra to get over the top. So that's a big ask if it's 10,000, but it's probably going to be more than 10,000. And it's a story we're working on right now where, I mean, this is not this is going to be the norm now that we've realigned with the county, but the county, so we used to do our elections, right? We talked about this. There was like a room in City Hall and like we knew all the ballots were. We don't know where the ballots are right now. They're somewhere in the Norwalk location. Downey or Norwalk? I forget where they count the ballots, but
I thought it was Norwalk.
The registrar's office is in Norwalk.
Okay,
I think they counted in Downey.
Oh, gotcha.
But I mean, literally, like ballots are getting like helicoptered in. They're bringing them over like on boats from Catalina. It's insane, and so it takes a while to get all the ballots in one spot. But then you don't know. Like, I mean, you probably noticed last night there were updates, and you're like, well, they said there was an update, but this race didn't move. It's like, well, maybe those ballots came from like Woodland Hills or something, or Thousand Oaks. They're LA County ballots, but they're not Long Beach ballots. So like it's kind of like just this shroud of.
So we're kind of mixed into the mess, is what you're saying?
There are 88 cities, and their ballots are just in with each other. So we don't know again how many ballots are left, how many have been counted. When you're watching on CNN and they're doing the fancy like touch thing, like we don't even know like what areas of the city have been counted. Like for instance, in the mayor's race, like Councilwoman Price, who represented the 3rd district, that was her highest performing district. Have they counted all the 3rd district ballots, or have they counted 0? Like, we don't know that.
Gotcha.
So we don't know. I don't know because I'm not a campaign expert, but I was on the phone with a consultant earlier today, and they were saying that Rex had endorsements from a lot of big Democratic groups, even though they're both Democrats. But people see their flyers and they're like, he's the endorsed Democrat, and you're like, well, I'm a Democrat. So the anticipation is that he's going to perform like Democrats do nationally, where like more of the vote by mail ballots are going to count, which are the ones that are left to be counted. But more of the vote by mail ballots are going to be for him. So there's an expectation amongst his team that his lead's going to get bigger, not smaller. But again, we do not know.
We do not know. And like you said, we are sports fans. I have seen people blow leads in the 4th quarter when I was changing the channel because I thought the game was over.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I didn't have a problem with him. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it bold, premature, maybe. I don't know. I would have felt like if I were in his place, I probably would have been like, yeah, I won. Because 10 points is a lot to overcome, but it's not impossible.
So you think that if you think that you're not surprised that Rex, said, okay, I probably won. Are you surprised that Suzie isn't even laying the groundwork to concede? She's still very much saying she's in it.
Yeah, I wasn't at that party last night, but I was kind of surprised to see her quote that she said, I'm still very, simultaneously, right? Because this is around the same, he came out and the results are about the same. So I'm in downtown, 10-point lead. He says I win. I've won. And then same time frame in East Long Beach, she's saying, I'm confident I'm going to be the next mayor. So
very. There was two veries there.
As somebody who has, self-esteem issues, I wish I had that confidence to say that. But, I would restart the PlayStation at that point. I'm like, I'm down 2 touchdowns. I'm not coming back. But no, I mean, they know a lot more than we do. I mean, they have all of these services that they pay for that like track and do these algorithms, and maybe her campaign knows something that we don't. And like I said, that's the story that I'm working on right now, should be up later today, is going into all that uncertainty and why that's just going to be the norm from now on, because this is what we voted for yesterday.
Well, there you have it. As you can see, we're both a lot more relaxed than we were yesterday. We both got flannels on. Great minds think alike. We're ready for winter. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Election 2022. We're going to do this every time there's an election. Really excited about the work that we've done. And again, make sure you follow lbpost.com/elections for all the latest updates. Jason's story will be out later, and we'll keep you posted on everything. Thanks for watching.